Hello everyone and welcome to Dimensions of Love. If you have watched this video from the beginning, you've seen that we already picked your cards. I actually made a video for you guys yesterday coming up to this full moon in Capricorn, but unfortunately there were so many disturbances that let's say we couldn't use that video at all because of the sound, and it was just so much interruption, which is saying in itself that it is a lot of energy involved and it is a big event, whether it is the collective in the whole world, also in the collective that it has been selected in this video. So I'm starting over, of course. I apologize that this video is going to come out a little bit later than expected, but I need to give you these messages because this is how I've been guided by Spirit to help humanity and to share my gifts. So of course I'll never leave you hanging, but keep in mind that I have a lot of responsibilities and I'm doing this for free for you guys. So it takes a lot of energy and effort into it. So have that in your considerations. But thank you for being here. If you are new here, welcome. Hi, nice to see you all. If you are returning, thank you. It is always nice to connect with your energy. And with that said, let's just get into the full moon, full buck moon. Okay, so why is it called buck moon? As always, I will always leave you more information in the description box below. If you want to read more about whether we're doing a full moon or a new moon, there will always be more information in the description box. And it will be different, of course, depending on what we are, which full moon and which sign we are connecting with. So this full moon is in the sign of Capricorn, which is a very hardworking earthly cardinal sign. And it's called the buck moon. I have this antler here. So the buck moon is symbolizing the buck losing their antlers at this time. So June, July. And in my birthday, I actually found this one. So this is how it looks. This is from a young buck. But this is very beautiful. So it's not a bad sign if you find one of these. It's actually a good sign. But because it is a dropping of an old, it is saying that I'm feeling the collective energy of this is what you have accomplished. You have accomplished a lot of strength. But now it's time to get rid of all of this. As in a short pause before new ones and bigger antlers are growing. So it's kind of a transition in the middle of it. That's how it's coming in from the collective. So that was that for you all to see. I'm going to keep this energy with us in this reading so that you can connect. As always, grab something to drink. I got my tea here with me in case, because I feel something in my throat. I felt it the last time too, if you're watching these videos, that then I'll have a drink. But usually I don't have anything to drink at all when I'm sitting and doing this reading. I really want to focus on the energies. But I'm human too, so sometimes you'll see me have a drink. And if I have one, please grab one you too. I would like for us energetically to enjoy both of our drinks of your choice of beverage. I hope it's healthy, of course. So that was about the full moon energy that we're getting into. I'm saying this 2 times, so it feels so strange to kind of repeat, but I had new information as I was meditating upon these cards. So I'm kind of happy that they had to sit a little bit because I had a lot of messages entering afterwards. So without any further ado, invite your ancestors, spirit guides, spirit helpers to be in this space. We are reading, sometimes we will call out the signs. Other times it just how it falls in, how we are being guided to do these readings. We use higher polarities and more higher consciousness, and we use also lower polarities, 3D. So it's 5D and 3D vibrational, if you want to have them visually and felt to have a bigger understanding. So we will use those terms, and also sometimes it can be your energy or the energy that is connected to you that we will say. As always, use your intuition, use your discernment to know which energy is yours, which energy is theirs, and what you need to take and what you need to leave behind for someone else, because this is a collective. I love the collectives because there are so many different messages. It becomes fun. At this time I won't say that it's so much fun because it's a little bit too many involvements, because I'm feeling the energy of you individually, just in your individual life you have a lot of energy surrounding you, but also in the collective you are many of you that are interested and looking. So all of a sudden it became like too much, too many energies, and that's how it rippled out in the last video. I feel like it was kind of all over the place. It was so many sounds in the background, and I was getting messages from spirit, and it was just too much. So the words were not where they were supposed to be, and just the energies was all over the place. With all of that being said, again, let's just get into these cards of how we pull. We pull the cards in this direction, and I see that it is 6 up and 6 down. So there's 12 cards in total, which I want to take all of these 12 dimensions. We have 12 dimensions currently in our world that we can look through. So I'm going through all of those dimensions to kind of give you as much as clarity as possible, because as I said before, in the collective we are having this energy of having a pause, and I was not quite understanding that, because this is a time in this Capricorn full moon that we're supposed to move forward, and we were supposed to do a lot. So the first card that we picked was the Temperance card in reverse. So the Temperance card in reverse is saying that there is not a connection. So there is not a connection with the spiritual realm. There's not a trusting there. And why we got this first card is because there are some there's some type of addictions surrounding the situation. So what I want to say with this card to you all is that when the Temperance card comes, I feel like there's an angel watching over the situation, but I feel it's very, very, very fragile to talk about because it's such a subtle addiction. So this addiction speaks to this situation that it's not a it's like a pattern addiction. Okay, so this pattern addiction, why I'm saying that is because we got 3 of Pentacles. So there's something that the person or the energy that is involved couldn't say something or couldn't do something in this collaboration. There was a collaboration that was supposed to happen, but it never happened because of this energy here. I'm getting very strong Sagittarius, but because of this Sagittarius energy being involved here and having different kinds of addictions that are more subtle. So it's not big. It can be in the lower polarities for some of you that there is a physical, actually work environment that will not be happening just because of this. But for you all in the higher polarities, I would say that when we are talking about the Temperance card and the 3 of Pentacles in reverse, it is saying to us here that, excuse me just for a moment, my daughter keeps interrupting. Yes, you can go. Yes. And you see just like this energy that just keep coming in. She's been standing there for quite some time and just keep interrupting. This is how I feel like this energy is. It's very forceful and very, very aggressive. So there's this energy of, I feel like the people involved have a great heart, but I feel like there is aggressive tendency. Why I say people is because our cards here under is the Queen of Swords with the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so in this situation here, for some of you, there are two ladies involved. So I feel like there is a three-part here, a man and two ladies, and one is very this is in the lower polarities. One is very earthly and thinking about these pentacles a little too much, a little bit of a gold digger vibration. And this other lady, she's very cold and cutting, as she's had men before, and she doesn't trust this man that is here currently in her life. That's where I get in the lower polarities. But for you all in the higher polarities, this is what I feel like. All of these people has great hearts. Okay, so there is a lot of greatness here. What I would say to those, if you have Sagittarius in your chart, or Earth, I'm feeling Gemini. If you have Gemini strong in your chart, this is saying to you that you've understood that there's something about this addiction happening here, and on this full moon, this is being so amplified that you cannot turn around and kind of deny it, because you are like in your feminine energy, you're like the Queen of Swords, kind of cutting through any BS. So you are cutting through any illusions that are happening here. So you know that there is something that needs to be addressed. Yes, you have a difficulty, but Spirit is saying that take a leap of faith. You need to jump forward. Every time when I see this particular card, when it is in the Fool, I mean, it's such a big jump. It's like jumping from one energy to another. It's like day and night. It's so different from where you were. Like, you will be so surprised. And I feel like it's going to be subtle. So this energy is going to shift. These addictions will be lifted because the clarity is here. The clarity is here, and the Spirit is helping you. What I would say with this collaboration here of this collaboration not happening, it has involved actually people gossiping and being involved and over excessive into this situation, butting themselves into their businesses where they shouldn't have their nose, or I don't know how you use that express, but it is a feeling of wanting to get away from this energy, and Spirit is saying yes, this will happen, but there is a pause here. There is a pause here, because for some of you, you need to ground yourself. Okay, there's a pause here because there's not enough grounding. You're not grounded in yourself, and you're thinking too much about the material plane, that you're kind of forgetting about the bigger picture. You're forgetting the connection to Spirit. You're forgetting the connection of trusting, and that all of this is there. There is this Spirit. See, Spirit doesn't want me to say it, because this is this is a divine orchestrations. Okay, so you're not meant to know this. Okay, you're not meant to know what is happening, and these people involved, I actually feel like there is a lot of beautiful hearts here, but because of patterns and addictions has caused all of them to act in certain ways that doesn't serve their highest purpose. Okay, but something beautiful is going to happen when I'm seeing this bridging over of these cards in the dimensions here, that something wonderful is happening, and there will be this purity that will soon manifest itself. But it cannot be manifested here if it's not being addressed. That's why we have the Hangman. We have a lot of major arcana cards here, which is saying that this is a big life event. So this full moon in Capricorn, when you are having manifestation and moving forward, you're being put in a pause for it not to happen, because this is something that is divinely, it's like something being released and let go of, in order for something new to just happen and enter your life, given as a gift from spirit. So you're being put here. And when I get this card, the Hangman in reverse, it's always asking you to see the different perspective, okay? To see the different perspective of everyone that is being involved, okay? To think about the highest, greatest good of all instead of thinking about just from your point of view kind of situation. Because when he stands like this, it looks like a river dance. I always get this in my meditation too. A river dance is a lot of people, you can look that up. There's a lot of people dancing together. They're holding each other and they're dancing, which is saying, like, in the collective energy, we need to hold each other up and we need to dance. That's when we're mostly powerful. When we stand there alone, nothing really happens. So this is what it's saying, that it is a collective effort, and you're being put here in a pause to understand kind of these energies that are happening, that it is serving a greater purpose. But because of this addiction, and I feel mostly it is because I'm getting so much intellectual, there is an air element in the collective that I'm picking up, and that's very strongly of saying that we are having a lot of mental intellectual thinking. It's a lot of thinking. It's a little bit excessive, because when we see this King of Cups, there is a male figure here in the lower polarities that I'm picking up that is not connected to his emotions, but also equally, I would say, to the higher polarities. This is your masculine, because we have the Chariot card, which is Cancer, and this is also Cancer, so male or female Cancer, or if you have Cancer in your chart, and this is representing your masculine side, which is saying that there are some emotions that you haven't looked at, and you're being put here in this pause for some of you to see this emotion that that's not being expressed. You're not seeing it, and when you're not seeing this, you're not releasing it. It's like I get this feeling of someone seeing the truth and knowing that it was wrong, but still not wanting to admit it, kind of, because getting more angry about it, because there's an inner knowing that it was a lot of wasted energy and time and effort, and we sometimes don't want to see that because it's difficult. But Spirit is kind of saying, see the whole picture of everyone being involved here, because there's a lot of energies, and just stay together in your emotions. Stay together in your emotions. Is that even a sentence? I would say feel these emotions, allow them to surface, okay? Because you're being put in this pause so you don't continue to, thank you, Spirit, so you don't continue to move forward in a direction of just doing. Because we have Capricorn now in this full moon and moving forward, which is all about manifesting, groundwork, doing. And if you're just doing and manifesting more then you're just, again, you're back there again, not closing out these cycles of dealing with those emotions, okay? Because sometimes when we like to work a lot, the scale becomes unbalanced, because we're not tuning in with your emotions, because we don't have time to feel, and then that becomes a problem. So you've been put in this pause for a reason. And why I say that, because again, we have a Tower but in reverse. So this is not a big shake-up. It's a shake-up that was expected, I feel, energetically of you. You've already expected that something is going to happen, but you're kind of being put into this pause moment. It's because you need to pause and reflect. What is it that you are going to do now? There's a lot of people involved here. What are you going to do with this energy? And you're kind of being shaked up. Something is happening when you're actually realizing you have more emotions for someone than you thought. That's what I'm picking up for some of you, that you thought that you don't have no emotions for this person. This is ridiculous. And because we got the Three of Wands here in reverse, we got the Three of Pentacles, we got a lot of trees, so there are more people, three people involvement. But there's someone realizing here that's been put in a pause here with these Three of Wands also in reverse, waiting for ships to arrive, but the ships are not arriving because there needs to be something, needs to be addressed, something needs to be acknowledged. You need to acknowledge these emotions, which I feel like the one is doing, whether it is you or the energy connected to you. Someone is acknowledging that there is a lot of feelings for someone that they didn't thought. That's why I get this twin flame. It can be here, an energy. As always, it's not a love reading, but it's mostly someone is not being connected with their intuition because of all of these confusions and emotion not coming together here, because we got the temperance coming in again. So I feel like there's an angel energy, a higher power kind of looking over everyone in this situation, because there's a lot of energy. So I hope that you can decipher who of you I am talking to and what belongs to you, because we got the Temperance card here and we got the Sun and the Moon. You see, these two, for some of you here, because we have the Goddess of Love, there's someone right now acknowledging you right now. For all of you that are listening right now, someone is really loving you and wanting to acknowledge themselves in your present, whether they're here or they're not present in your life as in alive. Still, they are acknowledging their presence. Energetically, they are here and sending you so much love and so much light. It's very warm and it's very beautiful. I got so touched when I got this card, and I did this reading for you yesterday. But you are not being... See, I feel like this energy that is watching over you and being so loving here knows, because they are in a higher sphere in the spiritual realm, and they know what everyone is going through here, because I feel like everyone that is in this has great hearts, but because they lack this emotional connection that has caused them all to do certain things that they perhaps wouldn't do, really get out of their character, I'm getting for some of you. But someone that you love is thinking about you, and I feel like it has this connection with here. Someone is going through a tower moment, understanding that someone that you didn't think was a partner or even an option is actually someone that you're supposed to work with in the future. This is all spiritually guided for everyone being involved here. Yeah. There's a pause. I'm feeling a pause. This is a big pause here. And moving forward here, let's just move into this Justice card now. So the Justice card came here in reverse. And again, I feel like whatever that it is that you are doing, some don't agree to it. They disagree of what you're doing. They don't understand it. They're against it and just pushing it down. And this Justice card here, why I'm saying this is because we have this King of Swords in reverse, okay? So there is even authority, a bigger scale, I want to say, involving all of these people that is ruined. For some of you, there is a man, I'm sensing this in the lower polarities, that there is a male that has lost something to a female, as in a divorce, because we have the Five of Cups here, and you are, this is very specific, but you are kind of being stuck into what you lost in that situation, and Spirit kind of wants you to get, not get over it, I wanted to say get over it, but to see that there's so much more left. You're focusing on something that is already over and done with, so let that go, okay? Because there's so much more beauty that is awaiting you. So kind of let that go, because you're very intellectual, advanced. So if you get stuck on it, and I understand this as an earth sign, I feel Aquarius, but mostly Gemini, and when you get stuck there, also Libra, but when you get stuck there into this intellectual, it kind of can spiral out of control and you get this excessive thinking. And here I feel this connection with not being in tune with your intuition and not feeling your emotions here. This is why this connection is here for you, that you're not feeling your emotions, and then you have this addiction to this pattern that is very, you're not aware of it, but these addiction of these patterns happens when you have this excessive thinking. And because you think it's excessive thinking, you want to think yourself out of a situation, which is impossible, because we have this energy right now. You can't think yourself out of a situation. You have to feel, you have to connect with your heart. And because you have this pattern of addiction of overthinking, so this have created these chemicals in your body that when you overthink, it just happens automatically. I don't feel like you're thinking about this or even aware of it, because it's so subtle, but it just happens to you and it takes over. So these situations are kind of fueling your fire that you don't want to be activated here. Okay, this is for some of you. For others of you, this in the collective group, I feel like there's a lot of government involvement here, and government officials that has ruled not favorable, involving all of these people here actually, because we have the Hierophant, and it's very authority and government, and just connecting to the old way of thinking and being, kind of. And there's a strong hold of this. But what I'm feeling here that's most interested, that came up in my meditation, is that there is a government official. I've got this message before, I remember. I think it was like in the beginning of this year. It's kind of a cycle, but there is a government official. When this ruling happens and it's not considering everyone, there is someone in the government that's working for the government, very powerful man, like a boss energy, that is going to rule in favor to everyone. Like someone is going to take consideration of all of these people. And I feel like this is divinely guided, because all of these people involved here has a pure heart. They really have a pure heart. Like they don't have an evil bone. I don't know if you say evil bone or what the expression is, but they don't have, yeah, speaking of bone, right? Uh, they don't have an evil bone in them like that. It's just that patterns and this misuse of power that has led all of these people to actually do it like this. And I feel like this person in this authority figure is seeing that, oh, a society cannot be built up in this way. Like it's not going to work, because if those people are getting used, they will end up doing things that are not good for the greatest good of everyone, and that will make a society really fall apart. Uh, so this ruling is actually divinely orchestrated, because here, Eight of Pentacles, it's hard work. So I feel like there's a Cancer here that's working hard. There's strong Cancer involvement here, and it is a moving forward. So you're supposed to move forward into taking action and working hard, but this is in reverse. So the Eight of Pentacles in reverse, it's like taking a stop before reassessing. So you're supposed to move forward, but before you move forward, you are put in this pause because of this governments that are kind of, for some of you, moving into a new direction, maybe earning your own living or changing something, and you're kind of being pushed back because there's a push in the energy. But I feel like it's a positive outcome here, because we have the goddess of the shadow. So what the people perceive to be something negative within themselves is actually something positive. So here we can see the goddess of the shadow. And I see the same thing here with this Cancer, and we have Aries here, Gemini, strong, Libra. Libra is very strong here also, if you're interested in signs. But what I feel mostly here is moving forward, something that you've suppressed in yourself as this is being dark or this is being bad, is actually serving the people something good here, because someone is going to take this leading role into these authorities and will rule something very beautiful to everyone else here, because it is in the name of love here. Why you're put in this pause, because I felt it was so strange. I'm doing this reading for you guys, and it was supposed to be because the buck moon is starting something new, so starting to get this groundwork, starting to manifest, writing down your manifestation. Of course, you should do that right now, because in the reading too, it's an indication of writing down kind of what do you want in the future. That's why you're put in this pause to kind of question, what do I want? What is going to benefit the highest, greatest good, and what is going to get me into this spiritual path, okay? Connecting me to spirit. What is my spiritual path? What is my purpose here on earth? What am I meant to do here? What am I meant to bring? Okay, because you all have special abilities that needs to be expressed. The world needs it. So to show that and to connect with that, that's what I feel like, why we are in this beautiful full moon in Capricorn. But what it is kind of saying here is that this pause cannot be forced. Feel the energy of wanting to move forward again, because there's a disconnect with emotions here. But what I'm feeling mostly here for you all is in the collective, that this pause is meant to be so the cycles don't repeat the same way. This pause in this love situation here is being paused because there is a new cycle that everyone needs to step in. Everyone needs to see their part in it, okay? Everyone needs to see what part did they play in all of this, okay? Because everyone here is connected. I feel like it's a whole group of being connected from like past lives, because it's very big. The energy is very big, and many connections between every individual, and then connecting together. I feel like something is not meant to be seen, as in you thought you had a whole story about someone, and you kind of you have strong intuition that you know, but because the Empress is here in reverse, it's kind of saying like, I'm being drawn to the clouds. So it is saying that the higher dimensions are orchestrating all of this happening. It needs to happen like this. Some things were needed to be hidden from you, okay? We have some things that are not good when they are hidden, but we have other things that are meant to be hidden. For there's a reason for it coming together. And this is what I feel in this energy, because you're stepping into so much new energy. It's so different from where you were, okay? You're going to jump between two different timelines, okay, from one to another. And before you do that, you have to make sure, and spirit really wants you to get this emotional baggage that has been carried released. It needs to be released so it doesn't come into the new cycles, because that can sabotage your energy moving forward. So yes, this pause maybe doesn't feel so comfortable right now, because there's a lot of thing happening, and there's a judgment, and there's government, and there's so many involvements here, and some have been ruled negatively, and being influenced in their life negatively because of um, this injustices against these people. But spirit is saying all of this is happening for the greatest good, because someone here in this government official is going to rule something good in everyone's favor. It's going to turn out very positively here. It's a very positive reading at the end, but of course you have a lot of energies involved with you, and I'm right there with you all. So please, on this full moon, because I'm feeling the energy is very strong, so there's a lot of why did this happen to me? That's the sentences I'm getting. Why is this happening to me? It's not fair. Why is it like this? And that's difficult, okay? That because I'm feeling it as an empath, it's difficult to hear people suffering that has a good heart, but their actions and so many other energies involvement has created this to become in this way. But we always have to consider here with the hangman in reverse that we all have to see that everyone played a part, and that this is a dance that is being danced with everyone together, whether they are aware of it or they're unaware of it. This connection, all of them has been connected before. This is an energy of connection, okay? Until everyone realizes in there that they all are together, and that's why this pause is happening, because I feel like everyone is coming together. This is like the final peak before it will get dissolved. and that's what spirit is giving to me. Usually I want to, as a person, give you some encouragement moving forward, but I can't, because it's just empty. It's like spirit got this, and it's an energy of, I can't tell you more than this. That what you're feeling, I can only confirm what you're feeling right now, and the outcome and how it will play out in your life, I can't say. But right now, on this full moon, just try to be gentle and don't do too much. Just start to write down, what do you want for this year ahead. Okay, what do you want for this year ahead? Just write them down, whether it's your health, business wise, relationship wise, because relationship are very much emphasized here. So how will you move forward relationship wise with the people that you're connecting with? Okay, how are you going to connect with them again? Okay, because it's all about having these communication and being open, because there's a lot of air elements. So communication and openness, okay, is being emphasized here. So that is what I would leave you all with, and I hope that you have a super, super, super amazing Bak Moon, and that you find some antlers like this as a great gift, and for your masculine side, if you're a woman, if you're a masculine, that you can hang that up somewhere. But have a wonderful full moon, and just, it's a lot of energy. So don't be so hard on yourself now when you're dealing with all of this, because I feel many of you are empaths too, and going through this journey, wherever you are, in which layer that you're starting with or that you are currently in. Just try to be gentle with yourself, because there's a lot of energies, and to decipher and to practice this can be very difficult. But you are doing an amazing, amazing work by just being here. And if you haven't seen it, please check out this pick and card reading that we do when we train our intuition. That's amazing, to just kind of build this confidence of practicing your intuition and using your discernment and reconnecting to yourself. So thank you all for being here. Thank you all for your likes, shares, and subscribes. It's always amazing to connect with you all. We hope that these messages will help you moving forward in your journey, into connecting with yourself, to love, and to higher layers of consciousness. So as always, have a wonderful day. Sending love your way, everyone. Bye.